Hi guys, I've actually finished my session, but at the end of the video I'm going to tell you how you can get your hands on a free bottle of flat spot and some Parker bait stickers. I think I'm going to throw some of my own stickers in there. I've got one set of these to give away, and at the end of the video I'll tell you how you can get your hands on them. So, like I say, I'll finish the session, so I'll let you watch it now, and I hope you enjoy it as much as I have, and I'll see you at the end of the video. Good morning, it's the 16th of February, Thursday morning, and for the first time in a very long time I'm off fishing. I'm heading to Ratfyn and Watergate farm. I've got 2, possibly 3 nights ahead of me. I'm booked on for 3 nights, but I'm going to see how I go. Yeah, it's been a long time coming this vlog. I've had a tough time lately. My mum well, basically she passed away after a short illness, so yeah, that was last weekend. So it's been pretty tough going, and I think for a bit of mental well-being I'm heading to the lake and see how I go. So we're just going to go past Stonehenge any second, so I'll let you have a look at that, and I'll catch up with you in a little while. Okay, so we're just approaching the entrance to the lakes now, over this roundabout, and here's the gates. These open at 7 o'clock each morning, and depending on the time of year they shut between 6 and 8 o'clock at night. I think it's 6 o'clock at the moment. But anyway, down this track we go. This is the nice smooth bit. It does get a bit bumpy further down, so let's see. So let's enjoy the view. Okay, so there's 2 lakes on the complex. We've got Ratfyn Lake, which is over on our left. A little bit more prolific than Watergate. However, we're booked on Watergate, which is the lake to the right. A couple of cars. Not always a good sign, is it, when you're fishing? You always want to be the only one down, but hey, so it is sometimes. And we find a nice place to park. It's a bit muddy. Here we go. That's it, parked up. Let's go and have a look, see what we've got to play with. Good afternoon. It's been a long time. Yeah, first session for about 3 months or so. And I normally love my winter fishing, as you're probably aware if you watch my videos. Yeah, but unfortunately this year I've not been able to do much, well, any time. Yeah, my mum passed away last week after an illness, so that's taken up quite a bit of my time and my thoughts and everything. So, yeah, hard time for me and the family. So, Mrs. said to me, do yourself a favour, get down the lake and do some fishing. So it's almost like doctor's orders really while I'm here. I'm all set up. I got down this morning and I set the bivvy up because it was spitting with rain. Nothing major. The forecast is for the odd shower, the odd bit of sunshine, and the wind direction is going to be sort of meant to be westerly for most of the weekend. At the moment it's pretty calm actually. The wind has been blowing from my right to my left slightly, but it's not much wind at all. It's actually quite pleasant. It's actually very, very warm, especially for this time of year. I mean, I know because my birthday was a couple of days ago, and I know in the past we've had snow several times on my birthday, so I know in years gone by this is normally a cold time of the year, but it's very mild. So we'll see what happens. I'm not holding out much hope. Like I say, this is more a therapy session for myself. Fish would always be nice though, so don't get me wrong. I think my head's a bit mixed up because I did leave my bivvy table. I'm sure there's other stuff I've forgotten. And as I go along, I'll probably find out. But anyway, I'm all set up. The rods are out. I'm in swim number 1. There's only one other guy fishing at the moment. He's a few swims down to my left. He said he's seen a few fish. He got down there before me this morning. He's fishing just for the day. And he said he's seen a few fish moving through in front of him. Now I'm thinking where he is on the back of the wind. It's on the same bank as me. So I'm thinking if they're moving along over there on the back of the wind, maybe they move down this side of the lake as well and maintain being in the, like I say, in the back of the wind. But I did walk around the lake. I put my bucket in swim 1, which always been a bit of a favourite of mine anyway. But I put a bucket in as there was no one here. Had a walk round, spoke to the fella, and I've walked around the lake, and I've not seen any signs of anything. I wasn't too sure if I saw something over by the island, but it's a bit too close to where this other fella's fishing. I didn't want to sort of hamper his and my chances of fishing too close together. So I walked around the lake, not seeing anything else. I've stuck with swim number 1. Put the baits out with the baiting pole. So on the winter ticket, we're allowed 3 rods this year, and it's the first time I've ever used 3 rods on this lake. So I've put the right and the middle rod out using the baiting pole. Right hand rod is down into the bay. Middle rod is over to the point of the bank opposite near some rushes. And my left hand rod is more or less in number 12 swims water. But it's just in line with the inlet pipe and a little bit off the margin, whereas both the middle and right hand rods are both in the margins. So yeah, this one's just a little bit more open water, like I say, just down from where the inlet comes in. So I've got OG fish and OG fruit and nut wafters. 2 of them are on the fruit and nut, and the right hand rod is the OG fish. So yes, I'm using a mixture of the Parker baits, hook baits. So I'm using the wafters, and all I've done for free bait is I've put a little mesh bag of crushed OG fish and fruit and nut. Little mesh bags, probably about 1.5 inches long, the thin mesh, and yeah, just hook that onto the hook. And in the baiting spoon, I've just put a little handful of sort of bag pellets, so just the tiniest pellets, and then literally just the equivalent of a small PVA bag in the spoon for the spooned out baits essentially. The left hand rod has just got the mesh bag with the crushed boilie in. So that's where we are. I've had a couple of bleeps on the left hand rod and on the right hand rod. It could just be the line settling, so I haven't been out too long. What I did do is I put the bivvy up. Like I say, it was spitting a bit when I got down. So I put the bivvy up, put my gear in to keep dry, and I shot down to Mackie D's, get myself some lunch and a cup of coffee before I put the rods out. So they haven't been out long, and I'm pretty much finished my coffee now as well. So that's where we are. And like I say, I've got 3 nights potentially ahead of me. I'm going to see how I go and see what sort of mindset I have and whether I'm feeling it or not. But like I say, everyone thinks this is the best thing for me to get over such a hard time lately. So bear with, and if anything happens, you'll be the first to know. But in the meantime, I'm going to sit here, enjoy the view, keep an eye on the water, see if I spot anything, just generally relax. See you in a bit. Afternoon, guys. Just gone 4 o'clock. Feels like I should be saying good evening, because it does feel pretty much like evening time. Obviously it'll be dark in an hour or so's time, but yeah, I thought I'd just do a quick catch up. Nothing on the rods. I've not seen anything out there. A few coots have been diving on the baits, well, not been picking the baits up, but diving in the area. But a quick flash of the old tufty torch has sent them on their way. And I've come back a couple of times, and each time just spooked them off again. But yeah, so that's the situation. The fella down the way, Logan, he's packed up. He didn't have anything today, but he's seen a couple of fish, a couple of the ghosties down there, which is on this bank but further down. So I'm hoping the fish want to be in this side of the lake. This is the old side of the lake. It's much siltier, and they've got a much dirtier bottom than the bays that go over opposite. So hopefully the fish want to be over this side. Like I say, it's on the back of the wind. The wind's going to be coming from behind the swim, and yeah, it's actually still pretty mild. In fact, I put my fleeces on now. It's getting a bit chillier, but just to make myself comfortable, I've got my hoodie on, my outer fleece, and I'm comfortable. It's not cold. It's quite pleasant. Okay, so I thought I'd have a quick look at the weather, see what the forecast is for the weekend, just to just keep an eye on things, see if it's changed or not. Like I said, I did look yesterday, and the forecast for today was like showers, but generally dry this afternoon, and the wind, like I say, coming from behind me, going straight across the lake, a nice westerly. Let's see if that's still the case. Okay, so I've just opened up the BBC weather app. I know there's other apps that you may prefer to use, but anyway, so here's today's. So going into this evening, it's going to be an overcast, cloudy night. Lows of sort of 11 degrees, so it's quite warm, and the wind is that westerly, southwesterly. Then tomorrow morning, well, it's going to be cloudy. That southwesterly, westerly is still continuing, and about the same sort of temperature, up to about 13 degrees. A slim chance of rain, but not looking likely. Saturday, again, the wind is not changing, and we've got, again, cloud, chance of rain, and again, it's about 13 degrees. And yeah, Sunday morning, when I'm planning on packing up, it's going to be cloudy, then a little bit of sunshine in amongst the cloud, and the wind's moving round to the northwesterly. So that's the forecast. We'll see what happens. Obviously, it doesn't always ring true. It does change now and again. But based on this, it looks like it's going to be quite a comfortable and quite a carpy weekend. So these sort of conditions this time of year, we couldn't ask for much more. But we'll see if the carp think so too, and hopefully we'll get one of these bobbins dancing at some point over the weekend. But till then, I'm going to sit in the bivvy, have a relax, And as always, if anything happens, you'll be the first to know. See you in a little while. Morning guys, just gone 7 o'clock. Starting to get light. I've been up for a little while. I've had a cup of tea, you know, watching the lake, but nothing. Just had a couple of bleeps on the middle rod. Thought it was going to go, but it didn't turn into anything. Maybe I've been done, who knows. But a very quiet night last night. Slept very well, and yeah, it's quite a mild night for this time of year. Outside the bivvy, it's bone dry. There's no condensation at all or dew on the outside of the bivvy whatsoever. Gives you an indication of the kind of night it was. Yeah, it's very pleasant. But a couple of single bleeps in the night, nothing to write home about. And but apart from that, yeah, and a noisy owl behind me, which tooed a few times, kept me awake a little bit. But apart from that, I slept very well. So I'm going to have some brekkie in a bit, but in the meantime, I'm going to watch the lake, see if I see any signs of anything. Andy's turned up, fellow I know, and he's gone in the same room that Logan was in yesterday. He's down for the day, so it'd be interesting to see how he gets on down there. And I'd expect, being Friday, a few more people will be turning up today. But for overnight, 24-hour plus tickets, the ticket doesn't start till 10 o'clock, so I'd imagine a few more will start piling in around, you know, that sort of time. But that's it, morning update done, and I'll catch up with you in a little while. Okay guys, so I'm just about to refresh the baits. I thought I'd quickly show you the rigs I'm using. Two of them are going to be using this style rig, which is my doubled over rigidity section with a blowback section for the hair, and that's combi linked to coated braid, and it's about a 12-13 inch hook length with a couple of blobs of putty down the hook length just to help it sink in the water, and a little blob of putty on the knot where the two join. So one of these will have the match the hatch wafter for the fruit and nut, and one of them will have the OG fish match the hatch wafter. On the other rod, I'm going to be using my straightforward blowback rig, so size for short curve hook, shrink tube, kicker, silicone tube for the blowback effect. Again, about a 12-13 inch hook length, a couple of blobs of putty down the line to help sink it, and the loop and anti-tangle section just to connect to the quick link swivel. On both of these, I've got some little bags made up, and they're just crushed up fruit and nut and OG fish with a bit of the magic dust on them as well. So that's inside the bag. They'll be pricked onto the hook just before sending out, and put in bait and spoon, and just a little bit of pallet around those. And that is the rigs I'm using for this session, the rigs and the hook baits. So we'll see what happens. Still got some time on our side, but it's very, very quiet. But anyway, watch guys, just getting on for 3 o'clock. A bit drizzly at the moment, so I've just put the rods back out using the baiting pole. Same rigs, same positions as last night for the for the right hand rod and the middle rod. Left hand rod, I've actually gone over towards the spit. It looks like an island, but it's like a land mass that comes in. So I've gone against that to the left. Not an area I've really fished before, but right hand and middle rod are on the fruit and nut, and the left hand rod is the OG fish. So it'd be interested to see what happens. But like I say, they've not long been out. Bit drizzly, so I'm going to get in the bivvy, get in some comfort, and yeah, take it easy. I don't know if I mentioned a couple of other lads turned up this morning. They've gone right over the other side. I think it's swim 6 they've gone into. So yeah, there's a few more on, which is good. So hopefully get the fish moving around, and we'll see what happens. But perfect conditions for this time of year. You know, I can't blame the conditions. It just comes down to hopefully the fish moving around enough, find the bait and have a little munch. So that's what we're waiting for. see what happens, and I'll let you know if anything does. I'll see you soon. Good morning. Well, another very, very quiet night. Absolutely not a bleep. As quiet as anything. Yeah, so another good night's sleep until I was awoken because I stupidly left my rubbish bag in the bivvy, and I was awoken to the sound of it sounded like someone at the back row at the cinema eating a bag of popcorn or something, a bag of crisps. The bag was rattling around, woke me up. I think, what's going on here? So I put my air torch on. I could see it move in the bag. So I went to get hold of it, get it outside, and the mouse came out, ran down the other side of the bivvy, and then he's like trying to get in my other bag where I've got some provisions and things in. So yeah, and every time I was dozing off, I could hear him rattling around. I was thinking, little bugger. So that's about 4 o'clock this morning, so I didn't have a full night's sleep. That little fella kept waking me up, but hopefully he's not caused too much damage. I've not had a look yet, but yeah, apart from that, it was a very quiet night, and again, another good night's sleep, only ruined by the little furry critter. But anyway, the rods are still out since I put them out yesterday. I've not touched them, obviously, and I was just sitting here watching the water, and then all of a sudden these 2 Canadian geese flew in right near me right hand rod, landed through a crash bang wallop, and then another 2 Canadians from the other side of the lake came over, and there's a proper tussle. Yeah, foam everywhere where they're dunking each other down, and you know, it's just like, yeah, it's chaos out there. Fortunately, they've moved over to the other side of the lake. I don't know what your views on that, whether it could ruin your fishing or not. I'm not sure it would. I'm sure the fish are used to the wildfowl fighting and chasing each other, so I'm not that fussed about it. But it's just on your mind, you're sitting there all nice and peaceful, and the next thing you know, it's World War III going off. All gone nice and calm again now. I'm still hoping one of these rods will go. Always time. While you've got the rods out, only takes a second. I think one of the guys over the other side had a fish last night, judging by the lights. I was woken up. I forgot to tell you, I was woken up before. I was dozing off, and about 11 o'clock, I woke up, and it must have been their head torch, because their head torches were shining right in the bivvy. Very, very bright. And I think all the activity with the torches and that is because I'm pretty sure they had a fish over there. So, yeah, pretty good going. And if they're feeding over there, hopefully, you know, they may move out. And if they've still got their feeding heads on, we're always in for a chance. But anyway, fingers crossed we get one. But regardless, it's really nice to be out on the bank. I'm not going to lie. I'm enjoying myself regardless. Would like to get a fish though. But while I'm waiting, I'm going to get some more sausages on the go. Sausage, bacon and egg. Bit of a breakfast fry up. And I'll see you in a bit. Afternoon guys, it's just gone 3 o'clock. I thought I'd give you an update. So, not a lot's happening. I wound in earlier, went to use the facilities, also went to the local shops to get some supplies. One of the other things I forgot, as well as the bivvy table, is I forgot the ice blocks for the cool box. And it's been quite mild, and the milk is starting to go a bit funny. So I went to get some more milk and some other bits and pieces. So come back, reset the rods. Again, the right hand rod and middle rod in exactly the same spots as I've been fishing. But I've changed them over. They're both on the OG fish. And the left hand rod, I've pulled it away from the left hand side, and it's going straight further down the bank towards the inlet. And that's got the fruit and nut on there, all wafters. And yeah, I'll put some 10 millers around the fruit and nut just by hand, because it's not far from the bank. It's sort of a rod length off the bank, just in front of the inlet. So yeah, sprinkle a couple of handfuls of 10 millers out. Not a lot of bait, but enough that if any fish in the area should know it's there. And that's it really. It's a waiting game again. So let's see what happens. But that is a catch up. Don't want to bore you with waffle, so I'll catch you in a little while. Good evening guys. It's 5:20. It's just starting to get dark. We've had a bit of a downpour, a bit of a shower, just dying down a bit now. But like I say, it's getting dark. I've had my tea, just had my tea. It was from the cooked range, the frozen meal range, at the red chicken Thai curry. Absolutely superb. And I matched it with, I've never used this before, but I found this in the co-op. This comes as a double pack. I've only used half of it. VT, sticky rice. Absolutely brilliant combination. Cooked in the Ridge Monkey. Really enjoyed it. Yeah, 10 out of 10 for me. So, yeah, good choice that. But that's the most interesting thing that's happened to me today, really, is my red Thai chicken curry. So, hopefully, we'll get a bite in the night. If we do, as always, you'll be the first to know. I've got a feeling I'm going to be going at home in the morning fishless. But it would be nice. But it's not an easy water at the best of times. And yeah, maybe I should have moved. But you know what? I just didn't feel like it this weekend. I just wanted to chill and get a bit of headspace. So, and that certainly has been the case. I'm feeling pretty good. So, nice to have a fish. But on the flip side, it's been great to be out on the bank again. So, fingers crossed, I'll see you in the hours of darkness. But I'll expect to see you in the morning. I'll see you in a bit. Alright guys, it's just gone 1 o'clock. I've just had a bit of indication on middle rod. Shot to the top. I put my boots on, run out, drop back down, and yeah, it's pulled the line out of the clip. And yeah, I think I've been done. A bit gutted. I waited out by the rods just in case there's any more knocks or movements which I could hit, but nothing. So yeah, the indicator gone right back down to where it was. Could have been a liner, could have been a savage liner, but I've got a feeling I have been done. And while I've been awake, I've heard a couple of fish show further down opposite me. Not in my water at all, but this side of the lake, if that makes sense. But anyway, sounds like there's fish in the area, so fingers crossed we might get a bit of action. But we're running out of time now, so we'll see. Anyway, I'll get back in the bag and I'll speak to you soon. Watch guys, it's just gone 2 o'clock. I was lying in the bag and I was pondering, and that little niggle of doubt kept coming over me. What if it's I've been done? What if it's all been moved? So I've ended up winding it in and put a fresh bait on, and yeah, give it a little tickle on the hook with the sharpening stone, and yeah, got it back out there with the baiting pole using my head torch. I can see exactly where it's going. Now I don't like making a disturbance when I think there might be fish in the swim. I don't like the torch over the water, you know, pole going out, etc, etc. But I'm lying here and I'm thinking that rod could be the one I need. You know, it might be the place where they might want to feed, and if it's been moved, they just, you know, it was niggling. So I've round it in, redone it, job done. So now I can get back in the bag. Rest assured I've done the best I can, and yeah, done it as stealthily and as quiet as I can. But like I say, I've had the torch over the water, bait and pole out. Stealthy as it is, it's still a little bit of disturbance when there might be fish out there. But yeah, I just had to do it. Anyway, it's done now. Let's see what happens. And I'll catch up with you in a little while. Morning guys, getting on for 7:30. And again, nothing has happened. As I expected. I did get my hopes up after that middle rod run off last night. And like I said, in the night, I was having an ahhing. Should I replace it? Should I put it back out again? Should I just sit on it and hope any fish that are there will pick it up? And the doubt got the better of me, and I put it back out. I'm quite happy with putting it out, but it's just that extra sort of, you know, messing around in the swim, the lights on the water and stuff, always makes me worried that I'm going to spook the fish. But yeah, nothing came of it. Sitting in my bivvy, been awake for a little while. I saw a nice fish over to the left-hand side. First fish I've actually seen in this swim, although it's not in the area I'm fishing, but it's over to the left. Nice fish came out of the water, and yeah, first actual sightings of carp in this actual vicinity. Good sign. However, I'm going to start slowly packing down shortly. Gonna have a cup of tea. I'm gonna have to be on my toes soon. I've got a trip to London, see the family, and yeah, that's the end of the session. So I'm going to put the camera away in a bit, and that will be it, unless something does happen while I'm packing down. Obviously, I'll get the camera out and share with you. But anyway, it's been one of those sessions. It's been a bit of a grueler, but it's been pleasant at the same time. It's been nice getting out on the bank. It's been a long time, and I've enjoyed it. Thoroughly enjoyed being out. Would have been nice to have a fish. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Well, good afternoon, and you've joined me back on the bank. It is Saturday the 25th of February. It's a week after my last session. I did book on Watergate again, and I got down this morning, and it's pretty rammed. There were 6 other anglers on the lake. It's only 7 allowed at a time, maximum. And to be honest, I didn't fancy the swim that was left, or the 2 swims that were left that sort of share the same water. Now, rightly or wrongly, I phoned Charlie up. Can I go on Ratfyn? Because there's no one on here. And the reason there's no one on here is because they netted it yesterday and done a bit of work on the lake. Now, that could mean the fish could be a bit disturbed and a bit cautious and a bit wary. They may go to the ground and not want to feed. But it's been fishing well lately up until then. I keep seeing capture reports on social media and what have you. So it has been fishing well up until this netting, so we'll see what happens. So rightly or wrongly, I've come on here. I'm the only one on the lake, and we'll see how it goes. What I'll probably do in the morning is people will leave for the Sunday morning, and I'll probably pack down on here and jump back over on Watergate tomorrow, because I've got another night. I've got 2 nights ahead of me, so I don't need to go until Monday. So yeah, so that's the plan. Now I got down early. I've had a walk around lakes. I've been umming and ahhing where to fish. I've wasted a lot of time, but I got the rods out first. Then we had a little couple of seconds of hailstones, so I weren't expecting that. But anyway, the rods are out. I've got one against the island in the middle of the lake. I say against it, it's probably a rod length or more off the island. It's near where there's a dead lily pad, bed of lily pads. I've been getting a couple of knocks. The middle rod is straight out in the open water, and the right-hand rod, sorry, my left-hand rod, is going up against a bush over halfway down the bank. So it's about half a rod length off the bank down there. I had a feel around down there. It's nice and gravelly, a little bit of a donk over there. I put a handful of 10mm Parker Baits fruit and nuts over the rod by the bush. The others, I've got OG fish on both of the others, and all I've done is put a free bait stringer. So I'm actually using, right hand rod is a bottom bait, 18mm dumbbell with a free bait stringer. Middle rod is a match the hatch wafter, and again with a free bait stringer next to it. And yeah, like I say, the left hand rod I put out and put a scatter and a handful of baits around it by hand. So that's it, that's my tactics, all set up, ready to go. I've had a couple of knocks. Left hand rod had a nice little sharp little lift on it earlier, didn't go into anything, but it's promising. And let me know in the comments below what you would have done. Would you have stuck it out on Watergate in the swim that was available, or would you have come over on here knowing it's been netted? Interesting dilemma. I'd like to know your thoughts. But anyway, enough of that. I'll catch up with you in a little while. In the meantime, I'm going to have a cup of tea, and I'll see you in a bit. Well, guys, just gone 4 o'clock. I thought I'd give an update. Nothing's happened. I've had a couple of knocks, and I've seen a fish just to my left, sort of a couple of rod lengths down from where I've got my left-hand rod. So, yeah, I had a little twitch on that left-hand rod as well. Sort of went up an inch or so, but it was during a gust of wind, so I wasn't too sure if it was that. But that and the middle rod both bleeped, but only the left-hand rod went up a little bit. So it could have just been happening at the same time, who knows. But anyway, I've seen a fish in the area, which is good. I'll tell you what, guys, my hands are pretty cold. That wind is pretty nippy. It's a northeasterly wind and it's coming over. I've got my bivvy side on, so I've got a bit of comfort, but yeah, it's pretty nasty. And as well as the fish to the left hand side, I've seen one further around about the same distance as I'm fishing my right hand rod off the island, but further around the island. So there's a couple of fish I've seen in the area, although that one over there is quite a distance away from where I've got my rods realistically. But you never know, if they're moving around, always got a chance. But like I say, it's pretty chilly. In fact, I think we should take a look and see what the forecast actually is. I did look the other day and it did say it's going to be a northeasterly wind. Let's have a look. So let's go into the app. Here we go. So, like I say, northeasterly wind. It's going to slow down a bit tonight. And the cloud cover's going to go. It's going to be a clear night. Down to 1 degrees. There was a frost on the ground this morning when I woke up. And then tomorrow we've got, well, a bit of sunshine in the morning. Again, a northeasterly wind. Turning more easterly. And then back northeasterly. But yeah, it's not going to be very warm tomorrow. And let's have a look on Monday. Similar thing on Monday. So yeah, should be a dry weekend, but that wind is quite chilly. But anyway, that's the catch up. I'm going to refresh the baits in a minute, and yeah, then I'll get some dinner on the go. But and if it happens, as always, you'll be the first to know, and I'll see you in a bit. Okay guys, just gone 5:30. And right hand rod, off it went. Okay, funny little scrap. I wasn't too sure if it was a carp or a tench, but it's this lovely chestnut brown mirror of about £13. I'm not weighing him. I want to get him back as soon as I can to get the rod back out before he gets stuck. Okay guys, so there he is. He's about £12–13. No monster. But look at those colours. Absolutely gorgeous fish. Stunning colours. Winter colours. And my first fish of 2023. Happy days. I'll try and show you the other side. It's pretty much the same. There we go. There's the other side. First fish of 2023. Ratfyn mirror. And lovely winter chestnut brown colours. Right, I'm going to get him back and I'll see you in a bit. Morning guys. Well, it's a chilly one. Woke up to quite a hard frost and yeah, just having a cup of tea, and I thought I'd give you a catch up. Nothing happened on the rods in the night. I had a couple of knocks on the middle rod, couple of twitches, and the same thing about 20 minutes later, a couple of twitches, and I thought, is there something out there playing with it, or is it just something hitting the line? It didn't go. Since I've woken up, I've seen a fish show the same distance I'm fishing as my middle and my right hand rod, but pretty much bang in the middle of the both of them. So it's not near either one, but the same sort of distance, but it's fish in the area, so who knows. Anyway, it was that cold this morning. I've had to shake the gas canister. It's nearly empty. I had to keep shaking it to get the kettle to boil for my cup of tea. That's how cold it is. And I'm still undecided as to whether I'm going to move or not. I think I probably will. I'm going to ponder on that while I have a cup of tea, and if anything happens, any action, or if I make a decision, I'll let you know. Anyway, see you in a little while. Okay guys, so just having a cup of tea. I was telling you about a second ago. Right hand rod pulled up, nice and tight, and it's lovely £15 ghosty. Absolutely stunning. What a fish. He's going to go. There we go. My hands, don't know. It's so cold. My hands are frozen. I had trouble actually getting the camera all set up. But here we go. £15 Ratfyn ghosty. Absolutely immaculate. Gave a good account for himself as well. Under the rod tips, didn't want to come in. Happy days. So, I'll show you the other side. There it is. There's the other side of it. What a beauty. Even got his dorsal up for you. Happy days. What a nice morning call. Anyway, going to get it back and get the rod back out there. You never know. Might be another one waiting for it. Happy, happy days. My hands are so cold you wouldn't believe it. I'm going to put him back and warm my hands up first before I do anything. I'll see you in a little while. What's guys? Well, what's the time? No, it's about lunchtime. I decided to stay. I had a walk around Watergate, and nothing's been happening. It's looking very bleak over there. So I thought I'd stick where I am. And right hand rod has just gone off again. It's the same rod, same position I had that one on yesterday evening. The mirror. And got this lovely common. He's only about, I'd say about 11, 12 pounds. Maybe a bit bigger, I don't know. But I'm not going to weigh him. He's a lovely fish, gave a good fight. They always do. Watergate and Ratfyn fish. They always tend to give a good account for themselves. So let me get him up. And then you can see what they look like. There he is. Lovely little common. Third fish of the session. And yeah, very happy, very nice. Sun's shining. It's pretty cold though. When that sun goes in behind the clouds, it's pretty bitter. So I'm definitely in the bivvy most of the time, getting shelter. But I don't mind coming out for fish like these. Happy days. So let's show the other side. Not as cold as this morning, I know that. Holding that fish this morning was terrible. There you go. Happy days. Not a monster, but a winter carp nonetheless. And the sun's come out, so you can see him in all his glory. Look at that. Happy days. Well, I'm going to get it back and get the rod back out there. See if his big brother wants to come along. Anyway, see you in a bit. What you guys? Fish number 4. About the same as what I've been getting. Probably about 14, 15 pound this one. From the left hand rod, again on the fruit and nut wafters. There you go. An angry little fella. But yeah, I'd say about 14, 15 pound. Happy days. Not a bad session. Considering conditions, bloody cold still, and it's going to get colder tonight. But hey, can't complain when you're catching fish like this. Like I say, simple blowback rig. It's a shorter rig than usual because I'm fishing under a bush over the other side. It's about a 6-7 inch hook length with a heavy lead. I've got a 4 ounce lead on there. It's a nice clean bottom over by the margin over there. So no need for the longer rigs. So yeah, and that's done me 3 fish so far. Look at the other side. There it is. There's the other side of it. Like I say, yeah, I'd say it's about 14, 15 pound. And yeah, gorgeous common. Let's get a photo on the camera. So yeah, cannot complain at you, mate. I'm going to get you back and hopefully send your mum along. There are some bigger fish in here. There are some beauties in here. Some right old beasts. So there's always a chance, although this sort of size outnumbers them. But anyway, I'm going to get that back and catch up with you guys in a minute. Okay guys, I just thought I'd share with you the rig I'm using, which is I've had 3 fish on this actual rig this session, and just giving the hook a little tickle when needed, but it's still super sharp. So I've got a match the hatch fruit and nut wafter on a blowback rig, a short curve micro barb hook with an OMC bladder liner and a short section, probably about 6-7 inches of coated braid. It's the OMC blend braid in 35 pound with a couple of sinkers down and a sinking anti-tangle sleeve at the end to cover the quick change knot, or quick change swivel. So that's that, and then on the end just some crushed fruit and nut and fish, OG fish boilies, mixed up with some micro pellet in little bags. I just nicked on the end, and that is what's doing the do. Evening guys, just coming up for 5 o'clock and it's starting to get a bit chilly again. The wind's dying down, which is nice. We can feel the temperature dropping now the sun's going down. But yeah, enjoyed today. 2 fish on the big belt today, which is nice. Not monsters, but doesn't matter, does it? Sometimes just want to catch, get a bend in the rod. Pretty fish though, very nice, stunning fish nonetheless. But I've just thought I'd do a quick catch up. I've just reset all 3 rods. I switched all over to the fruit and nut. I'm not using any OG fish tonight. All on the fruit and nut wafters. Seems to be what's doing the do, so it makes sense. The right hand rod I've tucked around the front of the island. There's no one's else, well, no one's fishing on the lake at all apart from me, so I've chucked it into the next swim in front of the island. Middle rod is where it's been, and the right hand rod, sorry, left hand rod is where it's always been as well, over on the left hand bank. So we'll see what happens. Obviously I'll put a sprinkling of bait in from the bank on the left hand rod, a bit of fruit and nut crushed boilie mixed with a little bit of particle pellet, and just the mesh bags attached to the hook on the other 2. And yeah, I've potted out some boilies, probably about 8 boilies around each rod. I'm trying not to go too mad with the free bait, partly because it's freezing cold and the fish may not be having it, although I'm getting bites, but also because the bird life, the ducks and the geese, as soon as you put any bait out, they're on it. I put some boilies out over the what's now the middle rod, and yeah, they were straight on it, you know, and I don't think there's any free bait left. But while I was hiding around the back of the island, I put about 8 boilies over the right hand rod and the middle rod. So just to get a bit of, you know, maybe some preoccupation going. So that's it, they're all set for the night. So now just a waiting game. So think about doing some tea in a bit. Got a red Thai vegetable curry and sticky rice tonight. And if it's anything like the one I had last week, I'm in for a treat. But anyway, that's it. Catch up, Dan, and I'll see you in a little while. Yeah, I think it's probably going to be the biggest one I've had so far. What, the 20?
Nice. That's a nice fish.
Okay, so I was just doing my tea, getting my tea in the pan, middle rod, tore off, and it's this lovely 18.5 pound mirror. Absolutely gorgeous. Brute of a fish. He's still bashing me up now. But it took me all over the place. I've had to sort of nip one, pearl one with the rods. Come on, there you go. And yeah, 18.5 pound in the net again on the fruit and nut wafter. Definitely doing the do. They definitely like that. So happy days. I'll quickly show you the other side. There you go. What a stunning fish. Absolutely gorgeous. Like I say, really gave me a run round. Good job we got these nice unhooking mats here that Charlie supplies. They do fight just as much on the bank as they do in the water. There you go. Absolutely made up of that. Biggest one of the session so far. Still got time. Who knows? Could be the last one, but all the time the line's in the water, you've got that chance. There we go. One last photo there, Charlie. Nice one. And look at that, absolutely fantastic. It's my Thai yellow vegetable curry, and you don't use a spoon to eat it, you use the crackers. Fantastic. Good morning, guys. 6:30. Right hand rod towards the island. Screamed off with this lovely long common. It's probably about 15 pound, maybe a little bit more actually. It's deceiving. It's very long, quite wide, but very shallow. And yeah, lovely fish. Another scrap. Happy days. Nice way to get woken up in the morning. Yeah, torpedo common. Lovely. Look at that. Not a mark on it. Absolutely incredible. Anyway, that's the only action I've had all night. I had a couple of bleats on the left hand rod a little while ago. Up until that, it's been very quiet. So that is the update for the night. Quiet night with a nice alarm call. What sort of alarm call can get better than that, eh? Thanks, mate. Anyway, I'm going to show you the other side. There you go, guys. There's the other side. And it's another proper frosty morning. There's a frost over everything. It was proper cold again last night. But anyway, caught fish. That's what we're here for. Let's put it back and see if we get any more. And once my hands are warmed up, I'm going to put the kettle on and have a cup of tea and celebrate. I'll see you in a bit. Well, watch you guys. Just gone 8 o'clock. Right end rod. It's gone off again. This lovely, scaly little banger. Stunning little fish. Probably about 12, 13 pound. Yeah, made up. Can't argue with that, can you? 7 fish on the freezing cold conditions. Something else. But yeah, made up with this. Like I say, fish number 7. All the fish coming to the Parker Baits fruit and nut dumbbell wafters match the hatch. So yeah, happy days. I'll show you the other side. They're all absolutely amazing in these lakes. Charlie does such a good job looking after them, choosing the right stock, maintaining the water. Yeah, brilliant. So there you go, the other side of that. Lovely, scaly little banger. Happy days. Might get it back. Never know. Might be a chance of another. But I'm not complaining. Okay, guys. Just let you know, I'm winding down now. Come to the end of my session. Rods are still going to be out until I've packed down, but I'm going to start slowly packing down the house and all the tackle. Get it all on the barrow. Rods come in last. Still a chance of a fish, but it has gone a bit quiet just now. So you never know. If something does happen, I'll get the cameras back out. But thanks for watching. It's been a successful trip. I've enjoyed it. It's been hard going, what with the frosts of the night and the northeasterly winds during the day. It's been pretty bitter. But yeah, several fish. Can't complain. Shame I didn't get through to any of the larger residents. They're in here, but yeah, not this time. But anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you do like my videos, please press the subscribe button, click the bell notification button for notifications, and if you like it, give it a thumbs up. If you don't like it, give it a thumbs down. Put any comments in the comments below. I always try and get back to you. And yeah, that's it really. But there is one more thing. So guys, why have I got these in my hands? Well, the guys at Parker Baits gave me some stickers and a bottle of Flat Spot, the original Flat Spot. And I've also got some of my own stickers in the pack. Now I'm going to give these away. And I'm going to give these away on Saturday this week, where I'll be going to the Big One show in Farnborough. And I'm only there on Saturday. I'm not going to be there on Sunday. And the first person that comes up to me on the Saturday and says, "Hello, Carp Bites, I'm a subscriber," will get these free of charge. And yeah, happy days. I will have hopefully some spare stickers on me. So if you see me through the day and these have already gone, there's still a chance I've got some stickers I can give to you guys as well. But looking forward to a day out. Maybe get my hand on a new bits and pieces of tackle. And yeah, generally catch up with some old faces. And till next time, be lucky, and I'll see you soon. Well, all the gears packed away. I had 2 rods on the deck. One still out there, and the other one went away. We've got a nice scaly banger in the net. Happy days. Watch guys, so just about the first rod in the down rod. one round, the middle rod was away. And it's this lovely little scaly banger. Happy days. Nice way to finish the session. So yeah, lovely colours. Look at the colours of those fins. Bright orange. Stunning. So I'm not complaining. Great session. Thanks Charlie for having me on here once again. And what a great fishery it's got here. Show you the other side. It's just as pretty. And we'll get him back. Put the other rod in. There's the other side. Just as pretty. Very, very pretty fish. I'm still very angry, so we'll get him back. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching, guys.